So I'm going to bring up the map for a second so you can see where exactly we are. Po-Koro is way up north. Ga-Koro, where we just were, is way to our left. And Ta-Koro is a little further beyond that. So yeah, those are to the east of the island. This is north. Just give you a good sense of where we're going. I want to talk to this guy first.
Eh? Who's that? Sorry, I don't get too many travelers around Po-Wahi these days. What can I do for you? Need a boat? Information? Souvenir, maybe? Po-Wahi is... well, there's not much to it, really. Mostly sand. Lots of sand. But there are canyons, which are real pretty to look at, if the sun or Rahi don't get to you first. And the Path of Prophecies, which the ancient carvers have made. Po-Koro's a decent place, too. Don't miss the games. Most everyone around my Nui turns up to see a holy match when they're on. Haven't been too many visitors lately, though. Stay out of the sun?
I don't have time to read this. I actually do remember most of the Matoran alphabet. Like, I know that this word right here is got. But I'm not gonna take the time to read all of that right now. I've already derailed this whole thing enough. Anyway, just look at this. It's so massive and so empty, but it's just so interesting somehow. No music or anything. Just a typical desert level. But it's unlike any desert level I've ever seen. I just love the rock formations, how they're drawn and everything. It's just so beautiful. I have no idea what this is. This is just creepy. We've seen him, and we've seen her. I wonder if this guy looking at us from directly the center means anything. I wonder if these are significant somehow. I just want to show these off because they're real cool looking. Anyway. I love the sense of culture this whole thing has. I love that you have these robotic looking beings that have this weird tribal culture.
If you're looking for Po-Koro, traveler, take the right road. My right, or is it your right?
You know, I'm not sure what kind of voice I should give this guy. I think I'll give him a Tommy Wiseau sort of voice.
Oh, hi, Mark. If you're looking for Po-Koro, traveler, take the right road. My right, or is it your right?
No, that's not... whatever. You know, if I could make a game like this, but in this day and age, and make it more of a sandbox-style game for the PS4, somewhere you just wander around, I would probably make it so you could dig up pieces, just Lego Bionicle Technic pieces, and make weapons out of them to fight wild Rahi with. You just go around, and if some beast came at you, you could swipe at them with a weapon. And like if it had a Technic rod that was 3 studs long, it would only reach so far, but if you had one that was like 6 or 7 studs long, it would reach much further. If it had some like a dinky little Borak fang at the end of it, it might not do so much damage, but you put some like a galley hook at the end of it, and it started to do so much more damage. But anyway, enough rambling about that. Yeah, that guy we met back there, he carved all of these. Probably put that boulder up there too, though I don't know why. As you can see, this is where they really started to find their groove, just populating the whole place. You see, part of why I think Bionicle succeeded in the first place in that first year is not just because of the toys. It was the world they set up and the lore and everything. They did an amazing job just setting up this whole place so quickly. Templar Studios, sure, but also the guys who just came up with all the toys and everything. Not only did they come up with a Toa, not only did they come up with a Taraga, these elders, they also released these guys in McDonald's. It was just a few of them, but you can make so many combinations with the colors of the masks and bodies and feet and everything. And it was just another brilliant idea, because without these, well, who would you have to interact with? You know, who could you even play as? So having these to just populate the whole place was already amazing enough. But on top of that, they also had these animals. Not only did you have like the 5 main Rahi sets, which even had their own combiners to make more animals with, they had this one amazing set that had like 15 different models you could make out of the pieces within it. Yeah, this creature right here, this ostrich, is one of them. And its body, well, we'll get into this weird thing in a moment. I'll talk about that a little later. As for all these animals, these goats, this ostrich and everything, this one model had like 15 different things you could make out of it. Just all these different animals. And that was just wonderful, because that it just gave even more to look at and explore and to just be so fascinated by. part of what Bionicle succeeded when it began is because it had such a strong base. It wasn't just heroes and villains like, say, Hero Factory. It had all this other stuff to make the world feel so much more alive. And I love it. Anyway, let's talk to this guy. He looks harmless enough. Hello, stranger. You looking for a good color ball? Let me recommend the Comet, our most popular model. Gonna make him talk really fast. Our Comet balls are the best of mine, Nui. Everyone wants one. Don't be the only one touring in Po-Koro without a Comet. What's a Collie Ball? Well, Collie Balls are playing Holy, of course. You want a Comet. Our most popular model. Trade 2. Who see Pekin Birds are the equivalent. How do I buy a Collie Ball? We trade here like the rest of the bazaar. If you got something worth trading, I'll give you the Collie Ball for it. Where do you get your Collie Balls? Well, that's privileged information, my friend. Let's just say I have a secret source. So, goodbye. Come back anytime. Are you here for a collie match? I sure could use some more teammates to play with. All the others have gone home. They're not feeling well. Not even Hookie can play anymore. And I just got a new Comet. Traded 2 Hoosie for it. Hup. What is Coley? What's Coley? You must not be from around here. Well, yeah, I'm not. Coley's the greatest sport on Mount Nui. It's incredibly simple, but it takes much more skill than the sport they play in other villages. Coley's playing a Coley field. You're standing on the biggest one in Po-Wahi. They don't have to be as fancy as this. It's just a bunch of rocks. All you need is 4 goals set up on each side of a square. There are 4 players. Each of the goals has a baton to guard it. To win, you have to kick Coley balls like this one into any of the other 3 goals, while at the same time stopping other players from getting their balls into your goal. That's it. Really, this is the most complex sport these guys can come up with. They're just throwing rocks at each other. Anyway, I'm done being critical of this. I love this. You actually did get to play Coley in the Game Boy game that takes place before this. But you know, amnesia. Who's Hookie? Who's Hookie? Why, only the greatest Coley player ever. At least, he was. Fell ill a little while ago, and I haven't seen him around much. He just lives on the other side of the Coley field. Oh, shoot! The camera's about to run out of batteries. Sorry about that, but I managed to save the playthrough. Kind of. Anyway, what is a Comet? A Comet is the best kind of Coley ball you can get. Everyone's getting one of these now. They're perfectly balanced, so it's not hard to miss. And when you kick them, they fly as fast as a comet. They only started trading them recently at the bazaar. I don't know where they get them, but whoever carved them is truly a master. Goodbye. Alright then. When you turn around, there's not a lot going on here. It's kind of suspicious. I mean, you see how busy the shopping area is over there, but there's not really much else going on in this town. I love Coley, but everyone is homesick. And then you see an X on this guy's door. Oh, God. Oh, Matanui. Stay away from me. Who are you? I am Hookie. Why are you sick? I don't know. I've been here for how many days? I'm not sure anymore. I used to know. You must go. I feel strange. No one must come here, especially Maku. Do not tell her I'm ill. It'll worry her. She must not see me like this. She must not. I just want to be left alone. Goodbye. Get out! Very creepy. Another X. So many of these huts have X's on them. Hail, adventurer! You have come at an unhappy time in Po-Koro. Oh, no, wait, what kind of voice should I give this guy? Hail, adventurer! You have come at an unhappy time in Po-Koro, I fear. I am about to announce to my people the news that the next Coley match will have to be cancelled. I do not think even great Pohatu could play Coley at a time like this. I am distracted by many of Po-Koro's problems, adventurer, and I can give little of my time. Do you think you can give me some clue about how to cure this illness? Who are you? I am Oniwa, Turaga of the village of Po-Koro. The Baton here are master carvers, and their work is the envy of all Matanui. But today I am not carving works of art. Instead I am fashioning beds. I am struggling to bring comfort to the sick people of this village, but it is a fleeting solace. We know nothing of this illness, how long it might last, or where it comes from. Left unattended, I fear the madness. Oh boy. It was Pohatu. Pohatu is a toe of the Po-Koro. His great strength can fell mountains, and the Kanoe Kakama gives him speed greater than any creature on Matanui. The irony is that Pohatu's strength and speed cannot help us. An enemy that can neither be seen nor felt plagues us. Vakama of Po-Koro has sent some of his guard to assist us, but they will not enter the village for fear of falling prey to this disease. Instead, they are combing the hills in search of Pohatu, who is on a grave quest for the masks of power. But without knowing even where this illness comes from, there is little anyone can do, even the great Pohatu.
Why are you canceling the calling match?
A dark plague has corrupted my people and my village.
I should have asked this first, really.
Though many still stay at their work and visit the bazaar and play Koli, they have blinded themselves to the truth and put strength and duty before fear. Uki, our greatest Koli champion, was one of the first to fall ill. He has become weakened and cannot move from his bed. I fear that soon we will see him in the beginnings of the madness, the same diabolical force that grips the wild Rahi when their masks become infected.
Goodbye.
I wish you the speed of Pohatu, adventurer.
Now, the really creepy thing about this that I should have shown you right away is that, yeah, pretend this guy was still here. You turn around again, and he's gone. Just like that. That was one of the creepiest things when I was a kid. I know I keep saying when I was a kid, but really.
What? But this is just a Koli ball. But not just any Koli ball. This is a special kind that is being traded at the bazaar, and which has become very popular. Thank you, adventurer, for showing this to me. You are as noble as your reputation, and resourceful. This opens my eyes to many things. If these balls are the cause of the illness, then we must take them away from the village and throw them into the sea. But they are very popular, and the Pomator and value Koli above many things. I cannot take these away from my people unless I have proof that they are the cause. However, this is a vital clue. I know that a merchant in the bazaar sells these balls. You must find out from him where these balls come from. But take care. If he is somehow involved in this plot, then he will not want you to find out. The evil that visited Po-Koro across the waves has come, it seems, to our ocean of sand. I fear the shadow of the Makuta has been cast across Po-Koro. I know that the source of this evil must be found, or all may be lost. If Akama's guard can find the Toa, I will suggest to Pohatu that he seek you out, and together I hope he can do what is necessary. Would that the sick did not need me, or I would come to assist you on your quest.
That was not a sentence.
Perhaps there is some information I can provide you with that will help you unravel this great mystery.
Nah, I know everything I need to.
I wish you to speed up.
Okay. Anyway, again, this guy won't want you knowing anything, but... Yoink. One time when I clicked on that, he turned to look at me, just at that exact moment. I'm like, hey! Yeah, like that. But it was just I clicked on that, so for a moment I thought maybe he noticed me. And that creeped me out. It was just a great game. Hot enough for ya? I don't know how the heck to make that guy talk. Anyway. Not many other places to go, but... this is pretty random. The symbol you find could fit into any of these masks. Sometime, like, a couple times ago it was her. Last time it was him. Would have been nice if it was him this time. But this one, I believe... fits for... yeah. Now when you're a kid, this is one of the creepiest things you've ever seen. You don't want to go in there.
And depending on when you enter this place, like even if you snag that key but you don't really know what's going on, you're gonna turn around because it's just so creepy. But once you've revealed the truth to Oniwa, the name of that that Taraga and all that, things play out a little differently. More of those balls, and a mask just like the one that Tarakawa was wearing. Oh jeez, another crazy animal. But yay, another Toa is here to save us. Ooh. Adventure, the scorpion has blinded me for the moment. It will be some time before my sight returns. Tell me where to kick the ball, and together we can destroy the Nuijaga's nest. Hell yeah! This is the first, if only really, actual boss fight you're going to get in the entire game. It's pretty fun. You don't even fight the creature itself. You just gotta try to, knock this whole place down on top of it. What I really like about this is how well it markets the toys, because here you see the feature that Poatu has. You see, the Toa of the time, they weren't so much focused on posability and whatnot as they were focused on gimmicks, like you turn a gear and something happens. In Poatu's case, his body is upside down, so instead of swinging his arm to slash with a sword or something, his leg moves, and he can kick with these huge-ass toes of his. Sorry I'm cussing so much. So this is a good way to display that. This is a good way to show how cool Pohatu is. But it's not just showing how cool he is as a toy, it's showing how cool he is as a character. Because he's not afraid to ask for help. And he came in here to save you, but he still trusts you to, handle things, kind of. And it just makes you think, wow, this guy is really cool. This is a hero, but he doesn't treat me like a weakling. We're working together to save the day. It just makes you feel great. It makes you think, oh wow, now I want to buy the toy of this guy. Not just because he's a cool toy, he's actually probably the weirdest toy of them all. But he's a cool character, and I want to act out this adventure with him. And I'm gonna get that scorpion too because it looks cool. And maybe I could use him to kick the masks right off its claws. Yeah, it wears the masks on its arms for some reason. But again, this is really good marketing. This is how you make kids want things. Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to hit those ones in the middle because this thing doesn't actually go that far from right to left. Almost done. It's a pretty fun little minigame. There's another one of many little minigames. Nothing too hard. It's just fun while it lasts. Yay! Ah man, look at how cool Pohatu is. He's one of my favorite Toa, really. Not necessarily one of my favorite toys, but one of my favorite characters. Let's get out of here! Excellent, my friend. We make a good team. My sight has returned to me. That was an evil plan indeed. This was an evil plan. Oniwa was right to call upon me. That was an infected mask set beside the Koli balls, but who left it there and placed the balls beside it? Though Po-Koro will be safe now, we have uncovered an even greater mystery. I fear the Makura's influence may extend beyond the Rahi now. I will take news of this back to Po-Koro, and help them carry the infected Koli balls into the sea. My mask of power will let me get to the village quickly enough, I think, to save even Huki. You are a cunning ally, friend, and brave. I hope that we shall meet again someday. Man, this is just great. You see, this is the first good impression you get of the Toa, because sure, you've seen a bit of Tahu, you've seen Gali save the day, but you never really got to talk to them or anything. Pohatu here is the first of the Toa you get to actually interact with and work with, and it's just cool. It makes it more of a personal, emotional thing. It's like meeting Superman or something. Okay, I know that's a really dumb comparison, but it's just, at the time it's like, wow, I really like this guy. This guy gets me, Man, I want to be a hero just like Pohatu. I'm gonna get his toy. Again, this game basically is a toy commercial. But I've never seen a toy commercial that could just resonate as strongly as this. Anyway, before we leave, I want to go back to the village and just, show how things are going there, and then talk about something quickly before closing this episode. I'm going to talk a little bit about what... Gone fishing! Oh, Akamo. For those of you who are wondering... Ah, dang it. I swear, the universe just does not want me to do this LP successfully. Anyway, yeah, that was just someone on the phone. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, for those of you who are wondering why Akmao, as that guy was named, did something evil like this, well, basically, at one point when the Matoran were migrating here from another land 1,000 years or so ago, they kind of left Akmao behind. They lost him. It couldn't really be helped. But Makuta found him and convinced him that the Matoran and the Turaga and the Toa and all that were evil. So he should want revenge against them, and he kind of became Makuta's spy. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's just see how everyone's doing here. Yeah. Hail, hero! Pachu has already been here and gone. The infected Koli balls have been taken to the sea, and they will bother us no more. The Matoran in my village are recovering from their illness. I am not certain what became of the merchant who sold those Koli balls, however. He disappeared before Pachu returned. Pachu has told me of all your adventures. We, like the god Matoran, will long honor your deeds. Nakama was right when she said you would be witness to many important things transpiring throughout our land. She asked me to watch you, and to tell her if I also feel this. I know now that you are the one her astrologer has spoken of. Take this carving tool, which is a proud symbol of our greatest carvers. Show it to Nakama, and she will give you the Book of Chronicles. I trust your travels are going well. Goodbye. I wish you the speed of Pohatu, adventurer. So yeah, let's see how Hookie's doing. Alright, look at these. Now these guys are really getting on. Yay! Foul, ref! Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? Yeah, we'll get into that later. Scoreboard! Yay, team! And he has a giant foam finger. I just love how jittery these guys' movements are. Oh, right, we gotta talk to Hookie. I'm sorry, this LP has just taken a turn for the worse because I'm so distracted by so many things. I've heard all that you have done for our village adventure, but I especially owe you thanks. I will soon be fit enough to return to Koli and to Maku. If you see her in your travels, tell her I am well. Alright. Hey. Okay, so I want to explain a couple of things just to Bionicle fans. One, no, these are not robots. They look mechanical, but they have organs. They have lungs, they have stomachs, they have things like that. I don't think they have genitals. I don't think they reproduce the way we do. They are, by some standard, built. But they're also alive. They're basically just extreme cyborgs, like, say, General Grievous from Star Wars. They didn't really clear this up until the 2003 movie, and all of us kids at the time, we wondered why the heck they looked so weird in that. But you know, it wasn't too hard to see over time, and even now there are people who don't realize that these are not robots. And I always have to explain it to them, so I'm gonna take this moment to explain it to them. But anyway, back to what I was saying before about how I love how peopled this whole land is. Again, these animals are part of it. But one thing I find really interesting is, well, you look at the body of this thing, it's really funky looking. It's kind of like the Toa, but not quite. Hey, look at these things, yeah. There was a line that came out before Bionicle, like just a couple years before. It was called the Slizers, the Throwbots, whatever, and they were followed by something called the Robo Riders, which is kind of a spin-off. The Slizers, I think, were LEGO's first attempt at just this whole buildable construction figure thing. They were very simple, kind of gimmicky. They were cool for the time, but they were basically a smaller version of the Toa. They just had this dinky-ass body with these dinky-ass limbs and whatnot. But even long after they were gone and replaced by Bionicle, a little of them still lived on in Bionicle for a while. The last time I saw any real Slizer pieces that really reminded me of the Slizers was in that model kit, you know, which had this Slizer body. Basically, you just twist the gear and the thingy goes up and down. And back when it was the Slizer body, it just made the little flappy head thing just go up and down in a really jittery way. But now you can do it with this ostrich thing, which is pretty cool. Or ostrich, no, pelic, what? Whatever, I don't know what it is. Crane, maybe? Whatever. And then you look at these cows, and they also have a second body that was used for the Slizers, like the Judge Slizer. Yeah, whatever. And it's just cool to me that a little of them lived on in Bionicle long after that series had died. It's kind of like how Bionicle kind of lived on in Hero Factory, only without the same rotten taste it left in your mouth. That's when I show something over here. probably the oldest image of anything Bionicle related that I can find is something that was bundled with that unreleased PC game. So not a lot of people even got to see that until that was, kind of put together and re-released. But here it is. Take a look at this funky ass thing. This, I guess it's Tahu because it has his sword, but it doesn't really look anything like him. It has a similar body, but it doesn't look like it has any gear functionality for the arms or anything. And then you look at his shoulders, and well, they're the pieces that would later be used as Toa hands, but they're arranged as shoulders, the same way as on most slizers. And you look at his hips, and those look the same way the slizers did too. So for a while, these prototype builds of the Toa, back when Bionicle was still being conceived, they were basically just a slightly streamlined version of the slizers. And even now in this line, you can see, there are some pieces left over from the slizers, like Pohatu. He has their dinky-ass arms. Kind of to emphasize just how amazing his legs are, I guess. But it's just cool to me how, even after that died, it's just something kind of creepy and cryptic to me. This is probably one of my favorite images just because of how weird it is. Just seeing how Bionicle really began. It's just so cool to me. The other thing that's really cool is that the mask. Apparently this was like the first Kanohi mask they really made. The Kanohi Vahi, the Mask of Time. We wouldn't see it used in the story until 2003, and then it was expanded upon in 2004. But way back in 2001, no more like 2000, they had already thought of that thing. And it is a weird looking mask. It is nothing like most of the other masks we got. It's probably why they decided to scrap it, and they decided to bring it back for the story sometime later. But to me, just stuff like that is cool. I love things that could have been, but never were. It's like a dream. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling so much, but, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things like that. Anyway, one thing I find hilarious is just this guy's animation. He's like, he's waving to you, but it's just so darn jittery, it looks like he's scratching a really bad itch. Anyway, that's all I... Oh, wait, what do I do? I have to go to Gakaro. I'm gonna go to Gakaro real quick, trade something with Nokama, then I'll come back here and end the part. I know I keep saying that we're almost done, but we really are almost done now. It's just that when I restart this game, this thing is already going to be in the inventory, so I may as well show you how you collect it now, so I don't have to go through all this all over again. Hello again. Take this book and attend to it and travel to the villages. It will store all that you see. If the Toa fail and Matanui is destroyed, this at least will remain, and the ocean will keep it safe for us. So it's waterproof. Thank you, goodbye. Good luck, Chronicler. So yeah, this right here is the thing that you use to watch cutscenes that you have already seen, which is kind of silly, but story-wise, Takua, as the guy we're playing as is called, has been christened as the Chronicler. He's a special guy that now gets to just go wherever he wants on the island and just record everything that goes on around him. And this, is just something that set him apart from everyone else. Anyway. Oh, it's too bad I can't tell her that Huki's okay. Oh, whatever, we'll tell her later. So anyway, yeah, just something cool I want to show you, just how that whole Chronicler thing started, because they really delved into that in later installments, like in later games, and even the movies that were released a while later. When they made the movies, they knew that most of the kids who would be watching it played this game, and that they just wanted to make it really clear, yes, this is the same universe you saw in that game. Now here's the Chronicler, that guy you played as back in it. I just love how faithful it was to this stuff. Anyway. The next part of this game we'll be going to is the heart of the whole island, really. Yeah, we finally get to go to that mountain. Kind of. We're going underneath it. And this is such a beautiful spot right here. I love the moss, I love just the grass and everything. So yeah, that's it for this part.